A middleweight bout here. Yousri Belgaroui coming in at minus 160 against Marco Tulio Silva, who is coming in at plus 130. 9-1 in his professional career for Marco Tulio. 5-2 for Yousri Belgaroui. Middleweight bout here. You see the 6'5" for Yousri Belgaroui. That obviously jumps off the board. Will he make the 185? It is definitely interesting. You see pictures of him like with Alex Pereira, who we all know is like huge. Yousri Belgaroui looks like he's like 2 or 3 inches taller than him, which is absolutely nuts because Pereira is like 6'4". Belgaroui is a tall dude, and he's going to be much bigger than Tulio coming into this one. We touched on it earlier, but he's fought Alex Pereira 3 times, fought Israel Adesanya twice, lost to Izzy both times. This is in kickboxing. Beat Pereira once and lost to Pereira twice. Now trains with Alex Pereira and Glover Teixeira out in Connecticut. And he's been doing mixed martial arts professionally since 2021. So it's only been 2 years, long lineage of kickboxing. 5-2 for him. His only losses are by decision. One was a split and one was unanimous. He's been fighting a lot of UAE Warriors promotion. That's his last fight, and he got a second-round knockout back in February. Coming in here against Marco Tulio Silva. He's training how to shoot the box, and if you look at who his last fight was, it was to Well Oliveira, who is 37-20 in his professional career, but is also 6'5". So he's at the same height as Yousri Belgaroui. He managed to knock him out in the first round. So I guess that prepared him a little bit to face a little bit taller guy coming in here. But Belgaroui, the favorite. Who do you liking in this one?
Yeah, it's another tough one because it's like, yeah, you got Belgaroui, who has all the accolades in kickboxing and trains with Pereira and Glover. So his whole intention of training with Glover, is probably to get up that grappling and ground game, try to elevate that. Being a kickboxer, he sees Alex Pereira doing the right things in MMA, following along in those footsteps. He's a great kickboxer, though. He's big, he's tall, he's powerful, he has great distance management, and he'll look to counter guys, sometimes a little too much, in my opinion. I mean, he does have a couple of losses, and I think that all comes down to, getting taken down, because a lot of times you see the kickboxers come in, if you don't have a good takedown defense, some of these higher level guys will just expose that. We saw it with Junior Tafa in his first fight against Usman. We've seen it, even with Alex against Jan, like he was taken down and controlled a little bit. You just see that happen with some of these, especially the longer, taller guys who aren't used to, I guess, the grappling and wrestling. For Silva, though, shoot the box, and he's kind of one of those guys that you're not going to be blown away by his grappling and all of that coming out of shoot the box, but he's got great Muay Thai and he's aggressive on the feet. I don't know. I mean, I think he has the ability to get takedowns. He's not like a wrestling heavy guy, and it's not like a traditional wrestling style, but he is strong. And, if he gets the clinch, he'll look for trips and stuff like that. I think he's going to want that fight here, especially like the height and reach difference against the, accomplished guy like Yousri. I think he's going to want to get the fight to the ground and just work from there. He trains at shoot the box. Like if he's not, sharpened and skilled on the ground, he at least, has the knowledge and knows what to do, especially against a guy who's pretty green to MMA and Yousri. So it is hard to pick. I do think Yousri Belgaroui is going to get the win here. I'm thinking maybe knockout, some kind of counter punch. But it is tough, man. It's just you never know on Contender Series. But Yousri is going to be the pick for me.
Yeah, Yousri, or not Yousri. Marco Tulio has been knocked out once. That's his only loss. It was a second-round knockout back in 2018. When I watched Yousri in MMA, like the fights that I've watched, it's not really like he's like cold cocking dudes with like some big right hand. Like you see Pereira with the left hook. Like he hits you with that, it's tough. He hits you with a good right hand, it hurts. Look at Belgaroui when he's hitting dudes. He mixes up his weapons very well. So, I mean, he'll throw a lot at you with the length, but it's not really like when he hits you with his hands that he's like cold cocking dudes. Honestly, don't like some of the fights that I've watched from Belgaroui as far as like the grappling exchange. Like he's losing to a guy who's 4-0, who's now 5-2, who is also 6'5", and similar size. He's been fighting at light heavyweight in a lot of these. So I'm interested to see how he does at middleweight. Like the times he did fight at middleweight in his professional career was when he lost decision to Muhammad Osali in UAE. And you look at the other fights, that was his second fight as a professional and his first fight as a professional. So if you look at his fights at middleweight, he's 2-1. I don't know. I feel like if you fade one of these kickboxers, whether it's Salvador or Belgaroui, because they're both favorites, one of them's got to lose. But Tulio coming in here, I think he just goes for the takedowns. Like, he has some solid hands, but if he takes Belgaroui down, can he hold him down? It's going to be tough because you look at Belgaroui, he's fairly good at fighting back to his feet. He's a big dude. He can create a lot of space, but it's not like Tulio is going to have to worry about some type of submissions. So I'm going to go with Marco Tulio Silva in this one. I might look like a complete idiot if Belgaroui goes out there and cold cocks him, but I do think Tulio has the ability to pull off a win here. As a dog, I like that as well, so I'll take him.